Hey developers, welcome to Devcovery. Today, we're bringing you the hottest open source projects trending on GitHub, so you don't miss any tech developments worth your attention.
Today, we're taking a deep dive into a trending project on GitHub, claude-obsidian, a self-organizing AI second brain that connects Obsidian and Claude Code. Drop in any source, and it reads, links, and files it into one connected knowledge graph of plain Markdown you fully own. It's already picked up over 300 stars today, offering a fresh, open-source take on note-taking and personal knowledge management inspired by Karpathy's LLM wiki pattern. What if your AI notes could never lie to you about where they came from? Most AI note tools summarize first and forget the source later. One new open-source project flips that order entirely, and in just one day, it picked up 310 new stars on GitHub. claude-obsidian, built by developer AgriciDaniel, is a local-first AI system that turns Obsidian into a self-organizing second brain. Drop in any source, and Claude reads it, links it, and files it into a connected knowledge graph made entirely of plain Markdown files. The project has already reached 11,873 stars, with 310 gained today, and 1,327 forks to go along with it. Traditional AI note-taking tools tend to run into the same three problems. They lock your data inside a cloud database or a proprietary app. They generate summaries disconnected from the original source, so you can't verify a claim later, and they offer no guarantee that your knowledge base stays intact over time. Developers previously worked around this with manual folder systems or cloud-synced apps like Notion, trading convenience for ownership. claude-obsidian takes a different angle. It builds directly on what's known as the LLM wiki pattern, an approach popularized by AI researcher Andrei Karpathy. Every note stays tied to its original evidence. Every claim is tracked for whether it's supported or contradicted. And the entire vault remains a folder of files you fully control, not a hidden database. The architecture centers on what the project calls a transaction, essentially a safety mechanism borrowed from database engineering. When Claude processes new information, parallel workers draft changes, but only one coordinator merges and applies them as a single, recoverable operation. Think of it like a bank transfer. Either the whole thing completes cleanly, or nothing happens at all. That way, your notes can never end up half-written or corrupted. Then there's the provenance-aware model. Every fact in your knowledge base links back to its original source file, along with metadata about how trustworthy and current that source is. It's the difference between a student who cites their sources and one who just repeats what they half remember. Sources themselves are stored using content-addressed storage, meaning each file gets a unique fingerprint called a hash based on its content. That fingerprint acts like a tamper-evident seal, proving the original evidence hasn't changed. And for retrieval, the system defaults to a local deterministic search method called BM25, a well-established keyword ranking algorithm. It only reaches for AI-powered search when explicitly permitted. So, who actually uses this? Researchers processing large volumes of literature can use it to auto-generate atomic notes with proper citations. Knowledge workers building a personal knowledge management system can query existing notes to surface new connections. Developers can import project documentation into a searchable, verifiable private wiki. Getting started requires basic command line comfort, cloning the repository, initializing a separate vault, and running it through Claude Code. It's not plug-and-play for non-technical users, but for anyone already comfortable with developer tools, setup takes minutes. Community reaction skews strongly positive. Multiple tutorials call it the best free second brain setup currently available, praising the zero manual filing and source-cited answers. The concerns that do exist are milder, focused mainly on the technical setup barrier and the ongoing cost of using Anthropic's API rather than flaws in the tool itself. Still, it's worth being clear-eyed about the limits here. The reliance on BM25 as the default search method means semantic understanding is limited unless you enable optional re-ranking tools. Native Windows users also need to run write operations through WSL, which adds friction, and the optimistic locking system, while safe, can create conflicts if you're editing the vault manually in Obsidian at the same time an AI operation runs. None of these are deal breakers, but they do mark clear boundaries on how automated the experience really is. At its core, Claude-Obsidian treats your notes less like disposable AI output and more like a permanent, auditable knowledge system. For anyone tired of trusting a cloud app with their thinking, that ownership is really the whole point.
That's all for today's Devcovery. We hope these GitHub trending projects spark some inspiration for your development work. You can find all the repos mentioned in the description below. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. See you tomorrow at the same time.